In case you somehow didn't know that all these years.
Oh, hi, Mark.
The following superstar has been rated R.
Wah, wah.
And tonight may be the best one ever.
Hearing the commentators say that this year's edition of insert name of pay-per-view may be the best one ever is something we hear pretty much every single time. And some of the time, they're sadly mistaken. Funaki is wearing a SmackDown shirt as if this match is intentionally supposed to be Raw wrestlers taking on SmackDown wrestlers like at Survivor Series.
Champ has been tearing
Pre-match assault already.
Austin, Texas.
Paul London must think we're in the Royal Rumble match already despite the event beginning literally 5 minutes ago.
Gregory Helms is from
The fact that Gregory Helms has Spider-Man Spidey sense in his entrance theme, trying to channel his inner Spider-Man, but unfortunately he's no Tobey Maguire, forever the GOAT of Spider-Man. What's wrong, Tom Holland fans? Don't feel so good? Also, this Cruiserweight title match is only open to former Cruiserweight champions, and by my calculations, the Gregory Helms character never held the Cruiserweight title. The Hurricane character was the one who held it, so why isn't he here?
Oh boy, and right here, and look at this, Nunzio.
Multi-man match begins with endless roll-ups cliche. And of course, wrestlers team up on the last-minute participant who ultimately ends up winning the whole thing cliche.
Gregory Helms does not. Oh, there's the top shot.
Gotta remove a sin for Paul London hitting a picture-perfect dropkick on Gregory while falling into a perfect pinning position on Jamie Noble. That was really cool.
You tap out with a submission. It's all about tapping out, Taz.
Taz hasn't kicked Michael Cole's ass for saying that line.
The leg and a kick out.
Gregory clearly never kicked out. The pinfall was only stopped because of Jamie's interference.
Earlier, Taz, there's no elimination.
And that's the third time I mentioned it too.
Time last. Look at Noble! Sent through the...
Gregory barely gets grace from Jamie's suicide dive, and that somehow makes him run across to the far barricade.
Monday gonna fly!
I was going to remove 5 sins for this, but because Paul missed pretty much everyone with the exception of a few arms and basically wiped himself out, I'm only removing 2.
First man to pick up pinfall.
Shut up.
Kick cash, but it's trying to get...
Funaki's kick clearly missed Jamie, so that made the slap sound all the more awkward. Sadly, even Cruiserweight matches have their sins.
You know, this is the first one of 06.
Did I hear that correctly? Teddy Long just referred to the upcoming Royal Rumble match as the first one of 06, hinting that there could be a chance for a second Royal Rumble match as well, which obviously never happens. Teddy offered to help supervise the drawing of the numbers, but somehow didn't see the Diva sitting by the tumbler despite the fact that he was literally facing in their direction. Also, yet another year where we get the hot, sexy chicks managing the tumbler for the wrestlers.
Mighty, mighty, mighty.
Nobody has whipped out a taser or a phone to call 911 on Vince McMahon for touching his employees yet.
Oh, babe. Oh.
Obvious number 30 is obvious.
Tori, do you mind opening your box for me?
You're married, asshole.
Would you hold my ball?
Damn, I can't even sigh.
Read them and weep.
Obvious number 1 is obvious. No joke, this is literally a repeat scene from 2005 when Eddie Guerrero and Ric Flair were coincidentally number 1 and number 30, and were also the first 2 wrestlers to draw their numbers.
Mickey, it's gonna wait, I gotta go.
Trish Stratus' music has hit despite the fact that she's not even ready to head out to the ring yet. And we also got Mickie James blocking her way too, so stalling for time.
Remember the shower? Oh.
Good lord, this is just sad. Mickie James gets literally no reaction from the audience when her music hits.
I would love to be that striped shirt Trish is wearing.
Pervert.
Yeah, Mickie James.
God. That's a first. I have said the word God in a WWE Sins episode. Took over 400 episodes of a Sins franchise to do so.
Hey, very well. Oh,
sorry, but I'm not so impressed with Ashley's clothesline from the apron considering she simply slid off it.
being placed firmly on the back of the neck of Ash.
Mickie James had a submission locked in that was doing quite the damage to Ashley, but decided to let go for whatever reason.
Trish, you're gonna have to come out there and get him back in the ring.
Why? Trish Stratus is the referee. If neither Mickie nor Ashley get back into the ring, she has to count them out. There's no other way to convince them to get back into the ring, dumbass.
That's with the fridge, 2 and no.
Mickie released the pin before Ashley even kicked out at all.
Rhetorical questions.
Ashley spins Mickie around, has the chance to pull off a cool move, and instead she just stands there doing absolutely nothing.
Look out here now. Oh, Ashley just
The hell was that supposed to be? Oh my god.
in our neck, handful of tights.
Trish hesitating before completing the 3 count. Hate it when guest referees do that. Skip the damn pre-show. Oh, wait a minute. Got a little too ahead of myself. I meant to say skip the damn instant access panel.
Maybe Eddie's gonna help you choose the right number.
Considering Rey Mysterio draws number 2, I'd say Eddie Guerrero really did help him out in spirit by lying, cheating, and stealing. Oh, we miss you, Eddie. JBL claims to not be afraid of the boogeyman, so I guess he's just checking the stage setup to see if it's properly working. Yeah, no, I'm not buying it. He's just being a little chicken. Cheap, 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 cheap. He may not have done much in WWE, but there is no denying that the boogeyman has one of the creepiest entrances we have ever seen in history. JBL was clearly not hiding behind the announce table. Using Jillian Hall as a human shield. Come on, don't be a coward. It's just the boogeyman, the most vile creature that hides in the children's closet.
JBL is in control now.
JBL yells at Jillian to distract the referee, who easily falls for it. This referee is no doubt a moron, kind of like the rest of them.
Bring your tail.
Mama.
Shelton Benjamin's mom cock-blocking her son.
You see it?
Yeah, let me see.
Dog tattoos. Has anybody actually tried to tattoo their dog in real life? Because I'm pretty sure that qualifies as animal cruelty. I wouldn't know, I haven't had a dog in years. I miss you, Trixie. Rest in peace. Throwing in 20 cents due to the fact that we are already on the Royal Rumble match in the first 40 minutes of this pay-per-view event. Like, it makes absolutely 0 sense to have the Royal Rumble match take place as the middle attraction on its own pay-per-view. Seriously, by the time this Rumble match is over, there will still be another hour of pay-per-view time left. The Spirit Squad wasting time by interrupting the Royal Rumble match before either Hunter or Rey could arrive. Also, none of these guys are in the Rumble match itself, so what the hell is even going on?
29 to 4.
Skip!
As I was saying...
Introduction of the Royal Rumble match rules part 2. At this point, I just want to get this over with, after that random waste of time by the Spirit Squad.
Of the Royal Rumble.
Whatever the hell Royal Wumbro is. It's like the one time when Lillian Garcia said Royal Wumbo. You know, that word you learn in 1st grade.
Would add another amazing statistic.
Even despite the fact that Hunter has already got a Royal Rumble victory on his statistics by this point. Gotta love that tribute to Eddie Guerrero.
Once you go over the top rope.
We are never going to hear the end of it when it comes to commentators constantly reminding us of what the rules of the Royal Rumble match are.
Raw and SmackDown present.
Skip! Early on in the Rumble match, Rey is making a huge mistake by posing on the ropes with a still fresh Hunter below him. He is completely prone for elimination just by one simple toss to the left or right. Simon Dean and his dumb workout gimmick.
I think he does.
Simon Dean is no doubt one of the biggest morons in the 2006 Royal Rumble match. Good thing we are getting rid of the idiots early on.
Yes, and Mysterio and Triple H working together.
Whatever the hell Simon just did when he got eliminated. That made me cringe so bad that I'm adding in a double sin. Stop posing and looking like you want to get eliminated on purpose. Oh, come on. Rey was watching Psychosis before he could even stand up and still somehow didn't see that onslaught coming. That was embarrassing to watch.
Again, every man for himself.
Fuck you. Seriously. Also, just so we don't have to constantly hear the words every man for himself in this video and avoid the chance of another bonus round, I'm just going to throw in an additional 30 sins and be done with it. You're welcome. Hunter reacted a little too late from Psychosis' stomp.
Than to eliminate Triple H.
Well, Ric Flair would be well on his way to doing that if he'd stop strutting around Hunter, already predicting that this will cause his downfall in this match. I'm gonna use your boobs as a pillow. Sound good? Thank you.
Use it. Oh, look out.
Go home, Hunter. You're drunk.
Over. Oh, no. Big slam.
I honestly don't know why the Big Show decided to slam Hunter to the canvas instead of eliminating him. The latter would have been the best strategy.
He is pressing.
Show wants to do pretty much everything except eliminate Hunter. It's like he's hoping that he makes it to the end.
Lashley. Oh.
I want to praise that. I really do. But from my view, all I saw was Big Show flipping himself over with Bobby Lashley barely giving an assist at all.
When he eliminated 11 in 2000.
Whoever the hell that fan was with the air horn. Also, Bobby simply stood there and let Kane punch him, instead of, I don't know, ducking out of the way and trying to eliminate him. Sylvain attempting to form an alliance with Bobby Lashley. Since we've seen this sort of thing in Royal Rumble matches before, we just know it's obviously not going to work. See? Told ya.
And Big Show with a headbutt.
That headbutt not only missed Kane completely, but never would have connected with his face anyway, considering Big Show's hand is in the way.
Chris Benoit.
Chris Benoit confused on whether he should chop Hunter or hit a suplex. That's not how you win Royal Rumble matches, Chris. Yay, it's Booker T! And look at that, he's accompanied to the ring by the United States Champion, Sharmell. Because of where the WWE Tag Team title belt is located on Joey Mercury, remind the production crew to burn the strap that's buried in his crotch.
That Boogeyman's a weird dude.
We're literally almost in the middle of the Royal Rumble match, and somehow the conversation got to the subject of the Boogeyman, who's not even in this match.
Now the ring is starting to fill up.
I wouldn't consider the ring to be filling up just yet, especially since there's still a lot of room for 3/4 of the ring.
Let go, does not want to be eliminated.
Does anybody actually want to be eliminated in a match where you can receive a world title match in the main event of WrestleMania? Because if so, they're too dumb to be in the match in the first place.
Title eliminate Mysterio here.
Road Warrior Animal's punches are strong with the force. A punch to the air really dazed Trevor Murdoch.
Uh-oh, look at this stare down.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm also not liking it.
A spin kick to the jaw.
That was obviously not Tatanka since he's not even doing anything, so whoever made that noise is definitely the inspiration for that screaming goat years later. As much as I applaud Chavo Guerrero's tribute to Eddie, I got to sim this moment because he's got to realize that standing on the top rope makes you prone for elimination. Funny thing is, it actually does cause his elimination.
The side effect, the side slam I should say.
Michael Cole corrected himself by referring to the side effect as a side slam despite the fact that he wasn't even wrong the first time.
24 out of 30.
In case you thought for whatever reason that it was 24 out of 20.
Look at Matt Hardy trying to eliminate Triple H yet again.
Yes, Michael, Matt Hardy is trying to eliminate Hunter once again despite this being the first time in the match that he's tried to eliminate him.
Goes ripped into the corner. Wait a minute.
Shawn Michaels' flip to the corner attempt failed.
I think this physique rivals Lashley's.
Whether the physique of Chris Masters potentially rivals Bobby Lashley's, it doesn't matter because Bobby is not in the match anymore.
Who's going to be able to throw him over the top rope?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe any wrestler or multiple wrestlers combined, considering either one of those options happened in every single one of Viscera's Royal Rumble appearances. At this point, we shouldn't ask that question anymore about whether or not Viscera could be eliminated.
Oh!
Poor Matt Hardy. Spirit has likely been broken after that.
And this Royal Rumble ring now.
Oh, so the actual name of this wrestling ring is called the Royal Rumble ring? I assume this means it will be called the WWE Championship ring later after this match? Wrestler gets eliminated by his own partner immediately after teaming up to eliminate another wrestler cliche. Figured it'd only be a matter of time before that cliche came in. It's not a double cross if it's every man for himself, you stupid dumbass. Hell, if I was in this match, I wouldn't even hesitate to throw my best friend out of the ring, nor would I regret it. Because it's all business, nothing personal. The random flip Joey did when Johnny Nitro accidentally got thrown into him. We got the ambulance on standby just on the very case that Vince McMahon rips both of his quadriceps to pieces for the second year in a row.
Wait a minute, did you see that? Who is that?
Shane McMahon's face was clearly shown, yet Jerry Lawler still asks who the hell that was.
Shane McMahon is eliminated!
Elimination at the hands of someone who is not even in the Royal Rumble match is always the same. Always.
Shawn Michaels kick to the jaw!
That's called sweet chin music, asshole!
Damn! And there goes Carlito!
One single kick is enough for Carlito to run and eliminate himself. I bet he was probably too tired to continue anyway, so he threw himself out of the ring. More stare downs. I know it's something wrestlers seem to do at this point in the match, but that doesn't mean it's not still irritating as hell.
Come on, Ray!
Quit your cheerleading, Michael.
Now we're in the game!
Post-elimination assault.
Randy Orton just...
Rather than eliminate Ray, Randy Orton decides to hang around and do absolutely nothing except pose for the fans. And take a guess who ends up on the losing side of that situation. Not only was this a fun Royal Rumble match, but it was cool to see Rey Mysterio start the match, last the full 60 minutes, and win the whole thing. Don't seem to be getting a lot of that nowadays.
Cause you love me, just like I love you.
Mickie James is trying too hard here. Also, with nearly a full hour of this pay-per-view left upon the conclusion of the Rumble match, I'm super tired. No offense to the WWE title match or the World Heavyweight title match, but the hype and quality of these two matches still leave me in confusion on why they reduced the Royal Rumble match to being the middle attraction on its own pay-per-view instead of the main event where it's supposed to be. So, John Cena's big entrance is walking a little higher above the ground? That's his big entrance?
The Royal Rumble!
You already advertised the Royal Rumble, idiot. Plus, it's over already.
Royal Rumble, I hope you have some gas left in the tank.
After the Royal Rumble match, I don't have much left in the tank, but I'm confident I can get finished with the rest of the show despite how dumb it is where you put the match on the card.
There's always the possibility of live sex celebration.
Because Edge is totally gonna randomly have sex with Lita in the middle of his WWE title match with John Cena. Actually, knowing Edge, he might really do that. Ow, my hands!
Human shield. And look at this!
Edge is a dick to his girlfriend. Surprised Lita hasn't kicked his ass yet for shoving her like that. At least that's what happened with me. What would have happened to me. Once and off for that effective spear into the stairs. That was actually really cool and one of the only times I've ever seen Edge do that. Apparently a baseball slide is enough to make John run to the barricade and jump over it on his own accord.
Edge is making a believe.
Haha, your voice cracked. Taking a page out of Edge's gimmick as the rated R superstar, the following move has been rated CI for copyright infringement.
Steel steps.
Conversations during matches. John really has a reputation for talking so loudly and not caring that he's spoiling the next move for the fans watching at home.
Goes for the cover again.
If pinning John once didn't work, what makes Edge think that pinning him twice will do the trick? Edge trying to expose John's butt to the crowd. I know that you're the rated R superstar, but come on, man.
Two count, says referee Mickey Henson.
Thanks for letting us know what the referee's name was, as if that even mattered or we even cared. How many times have we seen this happen where a wrestler accidentally runs into his girlfriend and that costs him the match and the title?
Waldo, I will knock your face off.
That line was so funny, I'm taking another sin off. Even in defeat, Edge continues to be the most entertaining part of the show. The randomness of Hacksaw Jim Duggan. As much as he's awesome, I'm a little confused on his appearance here. Previously on WWE.
That you can't ask a question without using a cliche?
Kurt Angle would be great at Cinema Sins 2 expansion.
I'm the greatest wrestler in the world.
Just like Kurt Angle asked Josh Matthews if he could do an interview without using a cliche, I asked Kurt if he can answer the questions of an interview without using a cliche.
Stay behind Mark Henry.
Staying behind Mark Henry will only get you so far. Eventually, you're going to have to try and take him down. Also, Kurt does realize that locking up with Mark will not work to his favor, right? Mark will easily just toss him every time. Might want to try something else.
Barry knows the weakness.
Take that, bottom turnbuckle.
Look at this.
Kurt doesn't even react when Daivari stomps on him. Stare abuse.
Explain to the WWE fans, Taz, what this bear hug does to you.
Oh, I totally have no idea what happens when someone twice your size is squeezing the living hell out of you. It's completely obvious what happens. It takes the wind out of you, applies pressure to your spine and back, and can eventually make you pass out. I know this through years of being bullied.
Bring the intensity up now.
Wrestler pulls down the straps when he's ready to finish off his opponent cliche. Seen it for years, even tried that myself. For some reason, I didn't feel as intense as I did when my straps were up. Referee gets knocked down at the crucial point of the match cliche. And holy crap, there are a lot of cliches in a short period of time.
Mark Henry's hands.
Kurt is addicted to Mark's Henrys.
He's going.
Mark clearly got his shoulder up before the pinfall could finish, and the referee ignored it for whatever reason. So I call bullshit on this victory.